Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you how to embroider on a typical mesh golf shirt, or how I do it. This is from Walmart. It's the George brand. This is a men's 2XL, and I just added this left chest logo, and I think it turned out really nice. So let's get started. This is just a regular golf shirt. I picked this up at Walmart. It's the George brand. This is a 2XL, and I've already marked my target. I like to go right from the neckline down. This one I did 8 inches. Again, this is a 2XL. I could even go maybe 9 inches if I wanted. I'm going to keep it at 8. And then I like to go over between 4 and 5 inches from the center. So this is at about 4 1/4. That's my center mark. Now I just added pins in it just so that when I turn this wrong side out to put my stabilizer on, I know where that mark is. So I'm going to turn this wrong side out. And I'm using some no-show poly mesh in black, just because I like the way it looks. You could use white, you're not gonna see it, but. So there is my target point. I'm going to grab this piece of no-show poly mesh. Again, this is just, it's black, it's just regular no-show poly mesh. I'm gonna spray it with some 505 temporary adhesive off screen. Just enough light spray, just enough to tack it down. That tape was just on the roll. Well, it's not going to interfere with the logo, so just disregard that. That's just a piece of tape. So this is just temporary adhesive. It's not going to be on there permanently. It's just a holder of sorts. So we're going to turn it wrong side out, or right side out again. I can take my pins out. I've marked it with chalk, so I know where my mark is. All right. So now I'm going to use my 5.5 inch, my favorite Mighty hoop. I have taped a piece of black tearaway stabilizer to the bottom hoop, and I just do that just because it makes it easier when I'm shoving it in there. I don't have to worry about trying to keep everything in place. So you can shove this in the neck or down up through the bottom, whichever you want. You want to try to get this straight and centered. So again, just lining everything up. I will link all of the products I'm using in the description below the video. That looks pretty straight. Now, if you want, you can add a piece of water-soluble topping. It's not necessary on a golf shirt. Some people like to add it just because they feel it makes things look crisper. I am not going to add it on this. But again, you want to make sure that this hoop is straight. I'm going to go ahead and add the top hoop. And what I like to do is grab a ruler, kind of line up the center points on the hoop with the ruler, and then I can kind of tell if that is straight. Does it look straight? And you can make any adjustments you need while you're doing that. I'm going to go ahead and darken my lines a little bit, just using my chalk marker. Just so that I can see them when I get to the machine. All right, let's go over to the machine. So we're at the machine. I've got the design up. We're going to, instead of using the snowman sticker this time, I'll show you how I would manually do it. So we've got the design up, and we can resize it, rotate it, anything we need to do. I'm just gonna hit edit end. Now I'm going to click on the camera, which is going to tell me that it's going to scan the hoop. I'm just going to click OK. Just making sure my shirt's not getting in the way. The green line is the center of the design. The red line is the center of the hoop that it found. So we're just trying to get the two lined up. Looks good. We can add or lighten. The whole logo is on there. You just can't see it because it's black. But if you wanted to, you can lighten it. I can also see right here, there is my cross line. I don't know if you can see that very well. And this is where the target is. So we need to move it down. So there's the center of my design, right at my crosshair. So now what we want to do is trace it. So we're going to click the trace button right here and make sure that the logo is going to fit inside the hoop. So I'm going to hit that trace button. We're watching the needle that comes down. Do you want to continue? Yes. That looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and hit lock and let it embroider. All right, so it has finished stitching. I'm just going to go ahead and remove the mighty hoop. You store your mighty hoops with the bottom hoop on top. It's not so hard and you don't have to worry about snapping your fingers. All right, so we're gonna turn it wrong side out. I'm going to remove as much of this tearaway as I can, carefully. Okay, once you have removed as much of that tearaway as you can, I'm not going to worry about what's left. That will come out later, but I'm going to release this a little bit and trim up around this nice and neat. Be careful that you don't cut the garment. Now, if you want, once you've got that all cleaned up, you can add a piece of the Tender Touch. This is the Sulky Tender Touch. There's different brands, but you can add a piece of this to the back, which will just make it feel a little bit smoother. There's a rough side and a smooth side. You want the rough side down. That's the adhesive side. And then you can use an iron or a heat press and secure that into place. This is often used on baby items, but I like to use it on any shirts. So I've just trimmed it up nicely, make sure that it fits over it, and I'll take it over to the heat press and give it a press. Then that will be permanently on there. This is what it looks like after I've pressed it with the heat press. Now we're just going to turn it right side out. And there you have it. So I hope you found value in this video tutorial, especially with embroidery. There are multiple ways to achieve the same thing. So you could watch 3 different videos on how to embroider a golf shirt, and you'll probably get 3 different methods as far as placement, as far as which stabilizer. Do what works for you. This is what works for me. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to click that bell so that you're notified every time there's a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, never stop making. See ya. Bye-bye.